everyone. How is everyone doing? We're almost there. Yeah? Are you awake? Okay, my name's Armstrong, Diamond Master. I'm honoured to be sharing life scenario today. It's a very special day in many ways. It's our first offline success meeting, seminar, and also it's my wedding anniversary. And unfortunately, my husband's halfway around the world. We haven't really got to celebrate our wedding anniversary for the last 4 years because of COVID, but I did get to see him for 2 days in February this year when our border opened. So we've got to do what we've got to do, right, with the given situation. And I've got my reason for doing ATME, and I'm very passionate about it. And I'd like to just share with you just a little part of what ATME is all about. And I think a life scenario is the most important part if you do want to be part of ATME. Yes? So who's actually heard about ATME? Who's had a go at it? Can we have a, yeah? So we know how important it is, but I do admit that it's very difficult to start. It took me a while to get it going, but practice makes it perfect. So just, you know, in the process of doing that. So I'd like to encourage you to try to write at least once every month. And I think we will grow by doing that. So I'd like to share with you what has actually happened to me because of writing life scenario. So you heard about faith today many times, and as you know, part of our motto is the third one is, cherish the spirit, create the vision. What's the next one? Follow the faith. Okay, so faith is something that we cannot see, right? But we all have that. I hope you have that. So as you know, faith is the ability to see the things that you can't see. It hasn't actually happened yet. So it's very important that we have whatever we want in our mind. Okay, so we can really turn that into reality. So I'm sure you heard about we've got to set our goals and dreams. Who's got goals and dreams? Yes? Even more with ATME, because ATME is really teaching us to, you know, dream big, have purpose in life, and we need to do that on a daily basis. So when you know why, okay, the bigger the reason why you're doing this ATME, then it's going to be very easy to do how. So just to share my story, I'm originally from Korea, for those of you who don't know me, and I think there are a lot of you. So I came to Australia more than 40 years ago, and Perth has been home for over 30 years. And my husband, due to his work, we actually moved to Kuwait 10 years ago. I can't believe it's been 10 years already. So we were there about 6 years. And his job was he's English professor at a university. So it was a big opportunity and, you know, big adventure for us. I didn't even know where it was. Who knows where Kuwait is? Yeah, in the Middle East, next to, you know, Saudi, all those big countries, but tiny little country, just a little bigger than Perth. But it's just an amazing place to live, and I really enjoyed the time there. And I was fortunate to actually do some freelance working, teaching, and you know, the hourly rate was so good, and it was cash as well. But I knew that it wouldn't last. So I would work about 20 hours a week and about 2,000-3,000 a week. So it was really good. But I knew how difficult it was, and I was still in active income. And when my husband, it took 10 years for him to actually get his PhD and get a job. I supported him, but I didn't know how long it was gonna last, because nothing is certain, right? So I've always been chasing this passive income, and he's obviously worked so hard for our family. We've just got one daughter, and I really wanted to have this passive income. And now, when I found ATME, I realized that I could actually support him for the future, because I knew, you know, I had a kind of guess that what was going to happen. So I'm so grateful that I found Atomy because I was introduced to it, by Esther 1 year before we opened. So very fortunate that we're still doing it in this business together. So we're very fortunate to have an opportunity to travel while we're in Kuwait. So this was the first time that I'm sure some of you know where this place is. Who knows where this could be? It's in Switzerland, the highest peak, Jungfrau, which is the top, yeah. And it was I've seen snow before in Korea, but my husband and my daughter, Natasha, they've never seen snow. Although my husband's from Melbourne, they've never seen it. And this was the first time on pure snow. When they stepped on it for the first time, it was just made me so happy. And he's provided all this for us, and I really wanted to travel. So what do we need to travel? We need money, right? So Atomy gives you everything. So our home is actually in France. It's about 3 hours south of Paris, and you can see it's a small country, and this was my husband's dream. It was not my dream. He's always wanted to be a writer, live in France, and that happened about 5 years ago. And this was my first visit, just before COVID. And year before that, we had an opportunity to actually travel, go to the house for the first time, my daughter and I had to say no because I was actually challenging diamond at the time, and we just opened in Australia. And my passion was that big, and I had purpose. So I had to send my daughter by herself all the way from Melbourne to Paris. It wasn't hard. It was very difficult. But I promised myself I will go there with you the following year, and that was when it was July. So as you can see, we had absolutely nothing. It's a 200-year-old house with nothing in it, and now it looks like this. And that's all my husband doing. And it's during the lockdown. What could you do? I mean, he stayed in the house and he did all that. So from nothing to something. And it can only happen when you have goals and dreams and, write down detailed. That's definitely not me, gardening. So this was in February, Melbourne, our first family get-together. And, it was really very special, although it was only for 2 days. They couldn't fly over to Perth because of the lockdown, still have that. So I flew over there in March, just 2 days before he flew back. So 2 days was very special. And these are the kind of things that I believe that you have to, give up in order to get what you want. So life scenario, I'm sure you've heard our chairman talk about life scenario, which is really the first step to success. And as you can see here, we look at 4 different areas. You've heard about how we should, we need to live well, we need to have a balanced life, and that involves having 4 different areas of our life in balance. To live well, because we were put on this earth to live well, okay? No suffering. To live well, to learn, to love our family and friends, and also to contribute. We mentioned about the compassion. So what you do is you pick 2 things out of each area. For instance, to live well, the kind of things like your goals on, say, cars. Who's got car? Dreams, goals. Yes, car. House. Let's live in a house, okay? And what's important is that we need to have what we want in our mind, because our mind will move towards our goals. So I'd like to share just my 3 areas of my 8 different things. The first one is the house to live. And what Chairman's saying is you need to be specific and detailed. So you need to write as details as possible. Not just a nice car or a sports car. It needs to have the size of it, what model, the color, as detailed as possible. Okay. So in my case, I've got this house goal, and I'll just go and show you this one. Okay, I'll show you this one first. So to be specific, my goal is to move into $1.2 million apartment, which has 2 bedroom and 2 bathroom, 2 carport, and it's going to be 125 square meters, which is an apartment in Claremont in October 2023. That's specific, okay? So this is what he's saying, because you ask what you want and you will receive it, okay? So that is that, and upgrade to 3-bedroom apartment, hopefully in the same building, which has 2 bedroom, 2 carport, 206 square meter apartment in October 2026. So that's gonna be in another 4 years' time. So at least I've got that in my mind so that I will work towards that, okay? And that is having the faith. Also have to take action for it. I can't just, wish. Okay, so this one, this one, just going back. Exactly a year ago, I actually found a few international leaders, and we combined our effort and helped our teams by doing Zoom meeting. So there are 6 of us, 2 from USA, 2 from Canada, 1 from Malaysia, and myself. So it became, as you can see, I actually did a company introduction September 15th last year, and we each did that. And the last person who did a live scenario, Sharon Rosemaster, Shirley from USA, it was her goal, and it was in her live scenario that she actually shared with us. This is her live scenario, which has become our goals, so that we're looking forward to meet in person, because we haven't met, next year in November 2023, and we will definitely be meeting there. And this is the place. It's not built yet, but someone actually had this in their mind, the architect, and this will be coming into reality. And I can see myself, gathering there with my ATMI partners and just celebrating many of our achievements. Okay. Okay, so the next one is I love to travel. Who likes to travel here? Yes. Who's been to Dubai? Who's been to Dubai? Isn't it amazing? Amazing place. One of my favorite places. And my goal is to, I have to go back here to this one. You can see that they travel to learn, and my goal is that I'm going to have a 5-day trip with 5 of my ATMI partners and go to Dubai and watch beautiful Dubai fountain show right in front of Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world. And really, I can imagine. I've been imagining that for the past 3 years. And I'm sure that it will come into reality. And also have a high tea in that Burj Al Arab, which is 7-star hotel. So once again, have your dreams, be specific. Going back to that one, the last one is the sponsorship, which is to contribute. And this is a search that I've actually sponsored, a first sponsored child, and he's from Burkina Faso, and we actually chose this child together. That was with my daughter when I was in Melbourne. And my goal is to sponsor 2 more children next year on very special days, which is May the 5th, which is Children's Day in Korea, and October the 11th, which is my daughter's birthday. So I wanted to sponsor 2 children next year, And the following year, to celebrate our birthdays, our family members' birthday, mine is February 14th, my husband's September the 11th, and my daughter's October the 11th. So we'll be sponsoring 3 more children in 2024 and increase the number of children as time goes, and really just to make a difference, one child at a time. So as you can see, there are 4 different areas, and you can choose different things, and then really vividly, imagine what your future is going to be, and that's what writing life scenario is all about. So I'm sure you heard about Jim Rohn, yes, very well known motivational speaker. He said, set a goal big enough that in the process of achieving it, that you become someone worth becoming. And I think Atomy really teaches us to become a better person. So once again, you need to write down your vision, okay? Create in your mind what your future is going to be. And when you have that in your mind, you start visualizing what you want, and your mind will move towards that. And it's actually proven. And I attended a Zoom meeting last night, and the speaker was saying that there was a MBA in 1979, Harvard MBA, what is it called? The test that they did, and they found that 3% of the people who actually wrote down their goals and specific action goals, they were 10 times more successful. So it's really been proven. And we can always saying that we need to write down, right? Write down, it needs to be in words so you can read it every day. So we have 2 choices. One, you can make a living. We all do that, right? Or second, you can choose to design a life. We can be the designer of our own future, because Atomy truly gives the tool. Now, I've only just came across this a few days ago. Have you seen something like that? When I saw that, I thought, oh my God, that's our swan. And it's just amazing. Who would have thought about that? Well, someone did, right? That's a pretty good idea, isn't it? You just lower the head section, yeah? So, you've got to have it in your head. I'm sure that will be a reality one day. I don't even know whether it's in existence, but I've got another swan in my mind. This one. Atomy Imperial Master Pin. There are 12 Imperial Masters so far who's got that, and I believe there are 2 more already achieved, and the ceremony will be happening soon. So next to the screen, I've had this one for many years, about 3 years, and this was actually put together by one of my partners, previous partners, and I look at this very often, and this is photoshopped, obviously. You just got to put your picture, right? New Imperial Master. There are going to be hundreds and thousands of Imperial Masters in the future. Do you know why? Because our company is going to be lasting for another 100 years. We'll be gone and it will keep going, right? And Kathy explained the compensation plan. There is the maximum, which means that we all can get there. It's not just a few people who's going to be achieving this level. We can all do that if we, decide that we want it. Okay, so we never give up. You heard about that, I'm sure. Okay, never give up. Look at that frog, half dead, and still can get out of that situation. So I truly believe that Atomy will give you this system income. Okay. As Pauline mentioned about Auto Sales Master. When you're Auto Sales Master, you have $2,000 coming in 24 hours a day, okay? And that is quite achievable. You just got to put your time limit and say, okay, I want to be sales master by this time, an auto sales master, and so on. Okay, put the date on piece of paper, your goals. Okay, and this is what we can have only with Atomy. Atomy is the only system, I believe, it's going to give ordinary people just like you and me, who don't have a special skills, right? An extraordinary lifestyle, and I truly believe that. And I think you have to believe that in yourself first, and then it will become a reality. Okay? We all want this, right? Sleep, and we're making money. Atomy is the only way to do it. So I'd like to just finish with by saying that let's learn how to be happy. Okay, we should be grateful for what we have right now. Okay, but you should be continuing to pursue your dreams and until you achieve whatever that is that you want to achieve in life for yourself and also for your family. Once again, if you have the bigger reason why, that would be, for most of us, it will be for our family, right? And the loved ones. So if you have big enough goals, and we can all make it. And, we're all supporting each other. We've got the system to follow, and everything's laid out for us. So I hope we all continue to stay in Atomy and keep sharing, and let's really change the world one day at a time. Okay, thank you.